our students and our parents and our families to this session. This is session B of the College Opportunities for Students with Learning Differences. And we are excited to introduce our panel here in a moment, and we've got some great questions for them. I hope that you find this session to be as informative as myself and Carrie have, even though we're professionals in the system. We are also learning alongside our panel members as well. I'm going to start off by introducing myself. I'm Corinne Bowen, Director of Counseling for the Bellevue School District. And then I'm going to have my co-host introduce herself, Carrie.
Hi, my name is Carrie McDermott. I am a counselor at Interlake High School. I work with students with the last names CL through HI. So happy to see so many people here today. Thank you.
All right. Go ahead, Sarah. No, I was just going to tell the audience that we're going to have each of you introduce yourselves and share a little bit about your institution.
Oh, do you want me to do that part now?
No, just do your introduction real quick, and then we'll do the question. The 90-minute, the 90 seconds. Sorry.
Okay, I'm Sarah Sanders Gardner. I'm Director of Bellevue College's Neurodiversity Navigators, and my pronouns are they, them.
Hi, my name is Pilar Lopez, and I am the Associate Dean of the Occupational Life Skills Program, also at Bellevue College.
Hi, I'm Julie Pollard. I'm the Director of Accessibility Resources and Achieve at Highline College. I use she, her pronouns. Lanika, I'll tell you since your name's not on there.
Hi, everyone. My name is Lanika. I'm one of the academic advisors with Achieve. So happy to be here with you all.
Good evening, everyone. Matthew Jeffries, he, him, his, and I'm the Director of Campus Climate and Community Building at Washington State University, Pullman.
Okay, thank you very much for our panel members today joining us. And we do have several questions. We didn't make it through the 9 questions. We actually only made it to question number 5, I believe, in our first session. So we will try to see if we can get more covered. In terms of questions, students and families, if you have questions, please feel free, because we are a small enough session that you can you can raise your hand. There is a virtual hand in your Teams, and you can raise your hand that way, and we can call on you and you can come on. Carrie, you'll have to unmute them to be able to have our families come up and share or ask questions. Okay, so question number 1, give us your 90-second, not 90 minutes, we don't have 90 minutes, 90-second elevator speech about your specific school. So what's exciting, new, or unique? Sarah, let's just do what we did last session. It worked well, so we'll just stay with that.
Okay. So Bellevue College's Neurodiversity Navigators program is for students who are pursuing any certificate, associate's degree, or bachelor's degree at the college, or even attending for personal enrichment. We provide peer mentoring to support students with staying on track in those classes, and also to support them in accessing college services like tutoring, registration, advising, and more, and also communicating with their instructors, etc. Students in the program also take a series of cohort career preparation classes each quarter to learn about their strengths and their barriers in self-advocacy, self-regulation, executive functioning, and social interaction, with a focus on remaining true to themselves and using their strengths and their interests to build a successful path towards their career. And our program starts with a summer class each summer called First Year Seminar that they take as a cohort with other students who are starting that year, so they can meet each other and learn about being a college student. Also, they can hang out in our Neurodiversity Center, get additional support through drop-in peer mentor meetings, and also get support with things like joining or starting a campus club, attending other events on campus, etc. Parents and caregivers can attend meetings each quarter for networking and learning about their new role caring for a college student. We also provide training and consultation for faculty and staff, and we serve on the college's care team.
I can go next. I am at Washington State University in Pullman. We are the largest in the residential campus of the Washington State University system. So we have all the residence halls, we have all of the apartments, we have all the athletics, and all of the, I think, fun here in Pullman. I'm a little biased. I went to school here. And I work in our Disability Resource Center, leading it. And we work with students who have a disability of all gamuts, from I fell while skiing to I need more extended time on my exams. And we will talk more about that system and process in a little bit, but I just want to let you know that about 1,200 students out of our 16,000 are using our office, from students who are brand new to WSU to students pursuing their veterinary degrees. And the fun and exciting thing that I think is happening is that we are launching a first-year experience for students with disabilities this fall, looking kind of similar to Sarah. Actually, I feel like I'm just stealing your ideas, but I already had them. But I feel like we're like so in sync. It's so great. Around a first-year experience course, talking about executive functioning, how to just kind of navigate the university. It's a big system, like it's a bureaucracy. There's a lot going on. And how do you navigate that as an 18, 19, 20-year-old? And then a mentor program where you have 3 mentors that support our new students to the Access Center. So that could be a first-year student or a student that, comes in later and is like, I do need those services. And then we're also planning some other cool programming.
Okay, talk about Achieve. Achieve is an inclusive comprehensive transition program at Highline College. So we are a college certificate program, and we are for students who experience an intellectual disability and or autism. The purpose of our certificate program is for students to build the strengths and skills to determine their career goal and to get on that career path and to learn to navigate the college system. We've been around, Achieve has been around as an inclusive college program since 2011. So we've had hundreds of graduates come through. This year we have 58 students, and about 70 to 80% of our students are enrolled in their 18 to 21 transition in a K-12 school district. And we're partnering with that K-12 school district where all of the students programming is really as a college student. Trying to see what I missed in the first presentation. We are an intensive support model. So every student's program and what classes they take, what activities they participate in on campus, what career development activities they do is individualized to that student's personal goals. They are not special classes or special clubs and activities. They are the traditional classes and the traditional clubs and activities, or what everybody else is taking. What's different is that the intensive advisor and the student has a team, which is an intensive advisor and an employment consultant, who are working with the student to provide some direct instruction and some linkages about how to navigate that system and to figure out how to use information that they're getting to make some good informed decisions about what they want to do with the rest of their life. Let's see, you have to be 18 to get into Achieve. You have to have an intellectual disability or autism. Our number one entrance requirement is that you want to go to college and that you want a job. We have no reading or writing minimums. Students and parents, the number one requirement is that the student wants to go to college and get a job. Because no matter how bad mom wants it or dad, and I'm a parent too, it's really got to be the student, and that goes in Achieve, that will go above reading and writing for our program. And one thing that's really exciting this year is that an Achieve student is the president of the student body of Highline College, and that's pretty exciting. Thanks.
That is very exciting. All right, so my turn, I guess. And well, we are the occupational life skills is an associate degree in science degree in 90 credits. We teach it in 4 years, so part-time. Students take 8 credits per quarter. We have 2 modalities. One modality is on campus, and the other one is online. We admit anywhere between 32 and 48 students every year, and students are admitted in cohorts of 16, and they move together all the way through. In their time at OLS, students will develop their own personal career pathway which ends up with a 200-hour internship in their area of choice. 53% of the students that finish those internships are hired by those internship sites, and 85% of the students that end their career with us are employed after graduation. We have a small percentage of students who continue their education and go towards a bachelor's degree or other certifications. And what makes us pretty unique is our skills development curriculum. In addition to our academic curriculum, students practice a set of skills in every class that allow them to explore strengths and identify areas to work on. Some examples of those skills include communication, organization, time management, self-advocacy, or collaboration. The goal for this curriculum is for students to discover what their strengths are and what their needs are, determine what they need to be successful and ask for it, and finally make decisions for themselves, choosing their own career and life pathways. We also offer summer camps for students 16 to 21 who are wondering what's going to happen after high school and what career pathways are there for them, or jobs or college opportunities. And that's about it. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Okay, question number 2 for the panel. What's the admissions process for your schools?
Julie, why don't you take it this time? And just do it for Bellevue College and Highline.
Oh my gosh, the pressure. So Bellevue College and Highline College, along with all your other community and technical colleges in Washington, are open access institutions, which means that you fill out an application, but you're pretty much in. And then depending upon what you want to study is where you might have to have some requirements, like test requirements to get into a certain class. You might have to take a placement test. There are high school completion programs at both Bellevue and Highline, I believe, which have some different requirements. And then I'll talk about Achieve, which we're open access, but we also have an application to get into Achieve because we do not charge students or families anything for the intensive supports that we provide. So we have to be really careful. We have to make sure that we're letting in only a certain number of people. So that we can provide those supports. And then of course our school districts are paying for the tuition for the school district students, and they're actually paying a little bit more, which is how we stay alive. So for Achieve, there is an application process. We are in application season for next year's enrollment. Our application deadlines are March 1st and March 15th, depending upon whether or not you are coming with the support of your school district. And all of the information is online at our website, which is in the chat, but I'll re-chat it because it was a while ago. So people can have that link. Thanks.
And for WSU, it is an application either through WSU or through the Common App. And you have to upload your high school transcripts. And then, the rest of it starts, the financial aid, etc.
And for us, we do have a selective admissions process. I'm gonna put the link in the chat right now so that you can have a look. And basically you apply online, you send the documentation that we required, some recommendation letters, and then the students are invited to an assessment with us, and that's how they become Bellevue College students and OLS students.
So Pilar's program is an example of a program within a college that is selective admissions, right?
Mm-hmm.
Our computer science program is another example of that, right? It's a selective admissions program that you can get admitted to the college, but then you also have to get admitted to the program.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Great, thank you. Question number 3 for the panel. How would you describe the student life experience of students with learning differences on your campus? Lanika, do you want to? I was just going to say maybe we could have Lanika kick us off.
Wow, thanks everybody. Oh my goodness. So student life at Highline College, like that's like the life of college. Like campus life is just life. Like when I think of our, like the campus life at Highland College, it's just like so much fun. You know, all students come together. It's inclusive, right? There's no like special clubs. Everything's for everybody. Like this week today, we actually had like a special like poetry reading. Like it was so like vibing and chill. And then you can go to the student union and you can just like hang out and everyone's just like chilling and just hanging out together. So relaxed, so much fun. And then we just have a wide variety of clubs. And a lot of the students in Achieve, guys, they start and run these clubs like Minecraft Club, Disney Club. We've got Cooking Club in the making, Writing Club. So there's just like something for everybody. Oh, and I forgot the best part to share last time. There are food trucks every single day of the week, right out, well, not on Fridays, but every single day of the week, Monday through Thursday, right outside our cafeteria. So I just have to warn you, just be careful because it's dangerous having that food truck right there. But I mean, you can't go wrong. Okay, there's a taco truck and there's all different kinds of food truck every single day. And then you walk into the student union and you can chill and hang out. And sometimes there's music. Oh, best day ever.
Yeah, go to college, have fun. Lanika basically said it for all of us.
Does anybody else have anything else you want to add, or shall I go on to question number 4?
I mean,
Move to 4?
Matthew thinks that his school is the most fun, but I think we all have a lot of fun at our colleges.
Matthew, did you want to add anything?
I think the one thing I would add is you have athletics here are huge in Pullman, but also Greek life is huge. I forgot to mention that in our first session, but about 25% of our undergraduates are in a Greek chapter, and not just like your social and the maybe the things that we think about when we think about Greek life. We have a lot of multicultural Greek orgs as well that are pretty robust, and we had one of the largest multicultural Greek communities in the nation for many years pre-pandemic, and so they're starting to build those back up.
I will also add that, and piggybacking on Matthew's comment, is that we also have at Bellevue a very rich international student community. We have many students from Congo. We have students from Japan, from China, and that enriches the lives of our students immensely. It is truly a very different experience when you can share it with other cultures, people that look different, that sound different, that behave different, that have so much life to bring to the campus, and our students really enjoy it, and they blend in perfectly.
I have to piggyback on that because at Highline we also have a. I would agree with that. We just moved and we're right next to international student programs, and so one of the things that we found in Achieve, those peer navigators, that a lot of international students started working with us, and all of the Achieve advisors are homegrown. So Lanika knows about it because Lanika started and was a peer navigator before she finished college. But one of our first peer navigators ever started as an international student and credits Achieve students with helping her to learn English. And she now runs the peer navigator program and is an advisor as well. Super, super cool.
So awesome. Thank you so very much. Okay, question number 4, because we've got like 12 minutes left and I want to be mindful of our time. See how many of these questions we can get through. What is the first step to receiving support in a college setting if you have a disability?
Reach out to your disability services office or check their website. Sometimes they have everything just outlined there, but if you have any questions, just reach out to them. They're happy to serve and happy to help.
And I'll just add that at college and at work, you have a right to a classroom and testing accommodations under the law, the Americans with Disabilities Act, the ADA. So definitely use your accommodations.
I want to add one thing to that too, is that if your college or university has housing as part of it, like we run our housing accommodations process as well from our office. And so we have like 40 different buildings on campus here. And so they're all very, very different in terms of what someone might need from that space. And so always reach out if you have questions.
One other thing that I didn't think about, like when in the last session that I just wanted to point out, not being able to see any students or families very well in this electronic environment. As any student, as a student with a disability also, checking out your vibe at your college, going and meeting with disability student services, checking out the physical layout of the campus is a good thing to do, because all those things, you're not just going to school because you have to now. You're going to school because you want to, and you're paying for it. And so it makes a difference. Just like finding the right doctor, not that this is a medical environment or anything, or finding the right like massage therapist, maybe that's better. But like going, it makes sense. The law is the law is the law, but how we interpret it and how you build that relationship, finding the people that are in that relationship with you to get where you want to go is important.
Thank you. That's really great. Okay, what is the main difference between the levels of support young adults with disabilities receive when they're in high school versus when they're in college with you?
Well, the main difference is who instigates it. Like there's different, the instigation, I don't know like how to qualify what the main difference is. When you are a kid and in the K-12 system, it's the school's responsibility to notice that something needs to happen, that the accommodation needs to be made, or that a modification needs to be made, or something's going on where you're not landing in the same place with the same information as the other students. In college, it's not the college's responsibility anymore. It's your responsibility to say, hey, over here, this isn't, I'm not getting this. And so that is a big difference. Another big difference is within the documentation that your college teachers will receive. So for example, when you're in high school and if you have an IEP, people might get all of the information about you. Your other teachers might know not just that you need extra time on this test, but that your present reading level is this. And not only that 3 out of 4 times, I'm kidding about what's in there, but there's a lot of information in the IEP. Your college teachers will get, this is who you are and that you qualify for this accommodation period. And so your responsibility as a student to be able to talk about what you need, not your label, but what you need and how it's going to help you get toward your goal is different. And that's a big, big difference. You are now in charge of it. There's more, but I want to take up the whole space here. If anyone wants to chime in, those are the biggest differences on my end.
Any of our panel members want to chime in on that, or shall we move on to our next question?
I just want to ask Matthew if he'll put his link in the chat that he had before. That was a great link. Yeah. Oh, good. You just did.
I would just add that in the K-12 system, the families have a lot to say in how their student is getting the services that they need. Whereas in the college system, it is the student who is the voice that is going to be heard. Very rarely, unless the student specifically requires it, the parent has a say in the Disability Resource Center. It's the student who needs to advocate for themselves and needs to ask for what they need. And the same goes in the classroom. In the classroom, the parents don't have a say. And as Julie is saying, the professors, the teachers get a really small snippet of what the student needs in that particular case. So if the student wants to elaborate more, they need to be the ones to go to the professor and say, hey, I need notes, or would it be possible to, that goes a long way too, in terms of how you get along with a professor and get the accommodations that you need.
Okay, thank you very much. That was very helpful. Okay, we're actually going to be able to move on to question number 6, which we didn't get to on our other session. So what types of accommodations are available in the college setting?
I think there are things that are pretty, like college accommodations are a lot of things that are pretty common across, so that but it really is dependent upon you and your needs. But some common accommodations that you might see are that extended time on testing or a private room for testing to minimize that distraction of what's going on that might make it so you can't focus on your test. Note-taking assistance, auditory delivery of text so that you can hear. These are some common things, common accommodations, but really it comes down to that conversation based on what it is that you need to level the playing field.
And I would add for housing stuff, an air conditioned room, and emotional support animals are 2 of our biggest.
Or single rooms also.
In private bathrooms, sorry. I should have thought that one through. Thank you, Pilar.
Priority seating in the classroom, so you get the seat in the front.
Right, those are also such great information. Okay, with 4 minutes left, let's shoot for number 7, you guys. Our question number 7 is, are academic tutors or counselors available to help students with disabilities?
I'm going to go for this one.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry. At our school, it's the same as activities, right? Just like all students, disabled students can also have tutors and counselors. And it's up to us in disability service and in my case, neurodiversity services to educate the counselors and the tutors in how to work with our students, which is what we do.
Ditto, same for Achieve, since I think dittos aren't a real thing anymore.
I do want to add, though, that I'm going to say that most of our offices will have a disability advisor of some sort that helps that student one-on-one. And so that I think is special for, I think, our students with disabilities, because they have a contact person to be like, my accommodations aren't working, or, you know, my disability is change, like it's just my life is changing, and so therefore I need to reevaluate some of these other things. And there are point people for that, and that person can hopefully be there for them for their whole time in college, and be that support if they need that, and also be their advocate when professors, if they're having issues with professors, which is really nice, because there's that power dynamic right between a professor and a student. And when an advisor can come through and just be like, no, you can't do that. Thank you. Professors tend to get on board when they learn about compliance. So
Matthew brings up a really good point. Your disability services office at any of the colleges is there to support you with advocating with professors. But another thing that's different than having, like, changing your IEP, for example, is if your accommodations aren't working and you need a change at college, you can just go and a whole team doesn't have together. You just go right when it happens, every time, all the time, because you said so, to talk about that. You have the power.
All right, thank you so very much. This has been really helpful. We're going to skip question number 8 and go straight to 9. What is one piece of advice you can give our high school families and students that would set them up for success in college setting? Is there anything that families can do now to set up their students for success in college? What would be your advice in like a minute or 2 that we've got left?
Believe you're supposed to be there. You're supposed to be in college. You're smart enough to be there. Your kid is smart enough to be there. And not just because colleges need you to be there. We need to learn from you. It's not because we need your money, although, we do. But but the truth is the contribution that you as students and parents, that your kids are bringing to our institution, is valuable, necessary, and needed for a society to move forward. So start with believing you belong there. That's my biggest piece of advice. And the second thing is get to know what's in that IEP and what it is that you want. Start being able to talk about what it is you want, and it's okay, students, to say, yes, you're giving me this accommodation or modification, but it really doesn't work for me. Because I found that people don't know that they can say that this is kind of BS for me. It's not working for me. So learn how to talk about what it is that you want, and know that even if you mess up, you belong in college. Thank you.
So I'm going to give some advice to the parents. I just put a link for some stuff that you can find on our website. But my advice for the parents is manage your own anxiety around what's going on with your student. Let their strengths and their desires and their wishes about whether they're in college or not, or what they're doing, come through, and not your fears about their future. So yes, they need to believe in themselves, but you also need to believe in them and that they can make good choices for their future without you pushing them too hard. You can push them a little bit. So get a hold of your anxiety, and also stop being so competent yourself so that they can rise in their competence level. Yes, right? Let them do more things. That's it. That's what I have to say.
I would just
Wow.
say, as a
Go
parent
ahead,
myself,
Pilar.
that the hardest part as a parent is to let them fail. And we have to, because who learns without making mistakes every now and then? So it is very hard to let them fail. But I think it is the best lesson for me as a parent, to see them struggle and to let them struggle and to stay away from that. They have, in these programs that you have here, they have gigantic supports and people who care for them. And you just have to sometimes turn around and say, nope, I'm not going to look. Let them do what they need to do. And it will be okay. That's it.
Wow, this is so inspirational and just so much wisdom in this panel. I want to just say thank you so very much to all of you for being a part of our sessions today and participating in our college conference. We really hope that you'll decide to come back next year, and maybe perhaps we'll have 3 sessions. I think it's really great information. I think our families really do need to hear. And you know, not only just the factual information, but how inspirational you guys are and how much support is available for their students at the colleges and at the institutions that you guys are at. So I just want to say a big thank you to all of you. And this concludes our session B for this evening. Carrie, I didn't know if there's anything